You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 11.
That by no means things are over. This is but one battle in a war, because that's what it is with this employer.
Animosity between the two sides locked in what has become the longest college strike in provincial history. But tonight, a major development that might see students and teachers back in the classroom.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. After nearly 5 weeks, that strike could be coming to an end. The Liberal government is introducing back-to-work legislation.
But there's still one hurdle standing in the way. Ashley Molnar has more on what it will take to get teachers and students back to class.
A glimmer of hope for college students learning they could be back in class early next week.
I think it's time. I think it's time to get students back to class. And
late Thursday, the government moved to table legislation that would end the college strike and force teachers back on the job as early as Monday. But the NDP blocked the government's attempt, delaying this process further. In a statement, NDP leader Andrea Horwath says New Democrats will not support any legislation that takes away the rights of any workers in this province. Kathleen Wynne is failing both college students and their instructors with her actions today.
The rules of the legislature are such that the NDP can block, they can refuse unanimous consent as they did tonight, and they can block it, which means students who could not be in the classroom on Monday. So this all hinges on the NDP actually putting the concerns of students first and getting students back to work.
About 500,000 college students have been out of class now for nearly 5 weeks, the longest strike of its kind in Ontario's history. The Premier had asked the colleges and the union representing striking faculty to return to the bargaining table today after workers voted to reject a contract offer. But within several hours, the two sides reached an impasse.
The employer would agree to nothing, and it's clear that they spent the 3 or 4 hours this afternoon with their arms folded, just letting the clock tick down, banking on legislation, which of course is what the government has announced they're going to do.
The proposed legislation getting the support from the PC's leader Patrick Brown saying, "We will support back-to-work legislation to get students back in class on Monday. It's the right thing to do for students. We hope there will be support for this across all partisan lines." The legislature will reconvene Friday when the Liberals will once again try to introduce the legislation. If it's again blocked, they say they intend to sit through the weekend.
We're not, as a labor movement, pleased that workers are being legislated back to work, but take that hat off, put a hat on as an educator, as a parent, as a citizen of Ontario. We are happy that the students will be back in class as early as Monday.
Ashley Molnar, Global News.